Yo, people, what's going on? We got a lot to talk about on today's show. First of all, the Qataris seem like they want to buy Liverpool, but now it seems like they're going to be buying Manchester United. That's one of the things we're going to be talking about. We're also going to be talking about Manchester City and the whole FFP breaches and everything going on with Manchester City. Arsenal, Gabriel Jesus is going to be returning. ESR seems like he's forever injured, and we got Brentford at home next. And don't forget, the Super League is back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we got a Manchester City fan, Hamza, in the house. We got my guy, Rakesh, in the house. And we got Jay. We're going to have Bice in the house as a Chelsea fan. And we're going to have Monty hopefully joining us as a Manchester United fan. Big up to every single one of you guys in the chat. Hope everybody is doing well. Let's get the show started. And yeah, man, let's go straight into it. Hope everyone's doing well. Let's get it going. Peace. Bang, bang, bang. Yo, let's get the show started since we haven't done this in a while. Since we last spoke to Hamza, your team has a lot has changed with your team, bro. You guys are getting FFP breaches from your thing. You're losing to Tottenham. You're dropping more points. And Celo's getting transferred away.
Say it like that.
Crazy. then you got Jay in the house. Jay's loving life. His team picking up 3 points. Things are looking better. His manager isn't even at the sideline, but his team is still putting in a massive performance for his boys. And Rakesh, since we last spoke to you, you said Liverpool were going to get back into this top 4 race, and it's just looking worse and worse and worse.
Did I say that?
What? You said I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool still got top 4. Don't act surprised. Okay, I mean, you guaranteed it.
Fine. I'm surprised at that comment, but anyway, sure. If you say I said it.
Last time we seen Bice, his team did it. He was upset with his team. He was upset with what was going on with his squad. Then they go and drop a bunch of money during the transfer window, and he's up right now. Even though his team's not picking up the points on the table. Whoa. Okay, the guy came busy. With the
Wall
like
Street.
That, we gotta talk about my guy. What is this place? What's the occasion?
As a rich boy, I don't really associate with the riffraff very often. You get me? So lovely to see you guys today. You know what I mean? Splashed a bunch of cash. I'm living lavish. Hamza has noticed he's just in a t-shirt right now. He's in trouble, broski. So how you guys doing?
Good.
Yeah, we're doing good. I don't know about you guys, but I was not expecting my brother to come in dressed like someone straight out of Men in Black. But yeah, let's get this show started. Jay, I'll start with you, Jay. Since we last spoke to you, you've helped Arsenal out. Your boys have gotten 3 points. A lot's been going on with your club. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good. I saw Mo Arsenal. I do like Mo Arsenal on Twitter. If you haven't seen Mo Arsenal, he's like a really positive Arsenal fan. Makes some good points. The occasional clanger, but who doesn't? But he's good lad. And he made a tweet about Chelsea. And he basically said, if Chelsea beat Fulham, then they're only this many points behind Man United, and then such and such and such and such. And I replied to him. I said, well, there's no chance Chelsea make top 4, not because they can't get X level of points, because one, they won't finish above us, yeah, and we might not get top 4. Do you see what I mean? So come this week, yeah, watching Spurs, big win against City, big win. We beat Fulham away as well the game before, keeping a few clean sheets, brought in Porro, there's positivity around a little bit. So we're trying to rein in Newcastle, and the results these last few days, perfect. United drop points, Chelsea drop points, Newcastle drop points. So, it's been a good week. So Leicester away at the weekend, but yeah, I'm feeling positive. We just need to keep winning. See where we're at in 10 games time. But we started to get injuries again now. So Bizuma, broken ankle, surgery. So he's out. Lloris injured his leg, so he's out. So starting to get a few injuries too. But yeah, feeling positive as you can be. Leicester are in form, so it'll be tricky, but I see us rolling them over and just marching on. We got Milan in the Champions League, so yeah, feeling confident, Igor.
There you go. Let's go to Rakesh quickly. Rakesh, bro, your boys seem demoralized over there, and you're about to go into a Merseyside derby. How you feeling?
Igor, can I just quickly say about that Wolves Liverpool? Like Liverpool is so. I was just going to say, Liverpool is so bad this season. Yeah. They're getting a pass for losing 3-0 to Wolves. Like, they're not getting the cooking that they deserve. Wolves can't score goals. So how do you concede 3 goals to Wolves when Wolves can't score goals?
Let me ask you a question. What was more shocking? Liverpool losing 3-0 to Wolves or you beating Man City?
Oh, well, that's how bad Liverpool are at the moment. I don't know.
Okay, so that's why they're not getting kicked as much. But let's go to Rakesh. Rakesh, how are you feeling?
So you can't trust Liverpool to get a result at the moment. Those are the facts. So and City went to Spurs and obviously don't have a good record there. I didn't realise backstage. Jay said they haven't won in the last 5 years there. So that's a crazy one. Yeah, haven't scored a goal.
In 5 years.
So, whereas, I mean, look, Wolves are terrible, but we were worse. Like, Wolves are terrible. Wolves are going to get beat by pretty much everybody this season, and yet they absolutely annihilated us. I don't know, man. What can I say? We're in the mud. We're in the mud, man.
Who's to blame?
In the mud. You know what? I think Hamza, if there was ever a week, Hamza would love to just banter everyone else. It would not be this week because you guys are also in the mud with FFP situations, with the fact that you lost to Spurs, and with everything else being said, you tried to make fun of Arsenal. It backfired because your own title of your space against Arsenal was used against you. You tried to make fun of Liverpool. It backfired. Because it was used against you. You tried to make fun of Manchester United. It backfired because they ended up looking like they might get Qatari owners. All of this, it's just not a good week for you, Hamza. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Listen, I've been good this week. I had a cat that was pregnant even I gave birth to kittens. I was helping it out. And I thought God said, do good and something good will happen to you. I don't know, it's a test, man. It's been a tough one for me. I'm not used to losing. I'm not used to being there on those front pages. Not me. I'm the guy that entertains people. I'm the guy that's made the Premier League happy and people cheer up when they see us. But this week has been a tough week. But you know what? I'm here to cheer you up, to say don't give up on us still. You know, we're here. There's a reason. We leave it late. You know, you never give up if you're a City fan. You've known the Aguero moment, the Gundogan moment. Forget this court thing. I should have dressed like Bice seems to be going to court or something like that. I'm very confident. I know I'm going to beat this case easy. So I'm here I'm smiling because I know we're not guilty. We're innocent until proven guilty. So there's a lot to us. But you know what? I have to be positive. And especially after losing to Tottenham, I realized there's a curse. That's why I brought my cake today. That Yaya Toure curse. Yaya wants it. We haven't scored there. It's like a Yaya Toure curse. We need to give Yaya the cake.
It's true. But now he's
Spurs win, man.
But now Yaya's a coach at Spurs. Maybe he's gonna be like he's gonna be like the good luck charm, the shaman, as it were.
Yo, you know what, guys? Let's just stop everything. Mr. Nice Guy's done. At this moment in time, there's one more thing we got to talk about, which is the Manchester United, the Qatari thing. We'll wait until Monty comes in. But we can talk about European Super League in a second, but we got to start with Manchester City. And I think it's only right, since the guy came in dressed like a lawyer, we go to Bice. Bice, state your case. You didn't dress like this for no reason. So talk to me, bro. What's up?
Once again, good day to everyone. You know what I'm saying? Lovely speaking to you. Normally, I'd get one of my agents to speak, as you know, I have money to spare, money to burn. So, unfortunately, I had to make this meeting myself. You see, the thing when it comes to FFP and punishment, I did a 1 year transfer ban. It was light. It got me some talents. I still got top 4. You know what I'm saying? Saw some stars, saw some potential. With this whole Manchester City thing, I'm being honest, I don't know too much about it. The fact that this has been probably Hamza's worst 2 weeks in the last 3 years has given me life. You know what I'm saying? I've been seeing him cry on the timeline. United, new ownership, possibly. He's been begging. He's making petitions against my club for FFP. And look what happened. They said, it's fun. It's just one of those things. I'm not very educated on it. What I can say is that if there's any punishments handed out, at most, I think they're just going to take some points, Hamza. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's nothing serious like in a relegation or League 2, nothing like that. No, so it's just a point deduction, and I still back them to make up the points. They're still Manchester City, that's who they are. But am I enjoying it? Yes. You know what I'm saying? My owner has been nice, you know what I'm saying? New glasses, new suit. I don't really concern myself with the others at the moment. You know what I mean? I'm just a self-centered individual at the moment in time, focusing on my future that's looking very bright. That's pretty much all I can say.
Are you concerning yourself with the likes of Brentford and Brighton?
Again, if you're going to speak to me, speak through me through Igal. You know what I'm saying? He'll liaise.
Igal, could you?
So he's representing. Yeah, his
Hey, one second.
Man, that's what Jurgen Klopp. That's what Jurgen Klopp did to James Pearce.
Igal, have shame. Hey, Igal, could you tell Bice to have shame? His league position is 2 digits. We're beyond halfway in the season, and his league position is 2 digits. So, listen, I know that Chelsea are buying these players, and I'm sure some of them are going to work out. But you know what else is littered on football infamy? The careers of dozens and dozens and dozens and thousands of star boys who failed. Talent that was destined to make it to the top, but didn't cut it. So I'm going to be intrigued at Chelsea's success level of signings. Okay, you've got a squad now. What if it doesn't work out with Potter? Now you have to bring
what? 1 second. I gotta stop you there. This segment is not on Chelsea. Just to be fair, this segment is on Manchester City. So let's not deflect.
Oh, sorry. You tell Bice
we're gonna come back to Chelsea later in the video. Stay on Man City. When it comes to the shamelessness of your actions, I'm here for it. I'm here for it for now. So the court will allow it. Hamza, you have the floor.
I'm gonna defend this.
One thing you need to respond to is the allegations of FFP. 2, you need to respond to the form of your current Manchester City squad. And 3, you need to respond to the allegations of you losing the league to Arsenal already. And we're only in February.
Okay, let me start from the beginning about this FFP. I think it's shameful by the Premier League, I swear. And I think it's shameful. This thing has been investigated by UEFA already. Yeah, and it's been dealt a blow, humiliating blow. It's shameful. Like it took them 4 years. And we're looking about, they've done us on 5 things. Yeah. The one major thing is about this dealings, about this sponsorship. Yeah. And let me just read you. You know, the fact that you're so all deluded. And I know the culprits. This country is made of teams who want to continue to bully United, Liverpool, and Arsenal. Arsenal, you're not that bully, but there's 2 clubs. And I'll tell you, let me read the quote. Yeah. This is a cast report. I'm going to read the cast report to educate you guys. Yeah. You talk about City fake this sponsorship, overhype this sponsorship, or they pay other third parties. Those are the emails that I looked up. Cast reported this thing, and he said, our partner found that the Etihad sponsorship, this was the sponsorship that gave us 400 million. Do you remember that everyone became, it was illegal? They said, we found that Etihad sponsorship was presumed to be negotiated at fair value. Quote, Premier League, thank you very much. That's done. Number 2, the Etihad sponsorship was a legal binding contract. These are the things that they're fighting. It's such a joke. It's such a joke. Then they come to this. Looking at the leaked emails, there was no evidence that the agreements were backdated, yeah, or these sponsorship were not fair value. On top of that, although City got money from third parties, which was HGM and ADGU, they made it clear. They said, we have no evidence. We have zero evidence. Zero Premier League evidence that they found that City got payments from third parties. So City are getting done for this 8-year or 9-year, looking at their review of their financial review of the sponsorship dealings and all that. Those are 50, 60 charges. And depending on those, if count 1 fails, count 3 and 4 fails. Already, it automatically fails.
One second, just simple it down.
It's finished. I don't even need to go.
Let me just touch on something here, because I've been following the case a lot.
100 charges,
and I also used to do law. I trained to be a solicitor. So let me explain it in quite simple terms what's going on with City. So the Premier League essentially have launched an investigation into City about the accounting over a number of years. Like, essentially, at its core, this case is about false accounting by Manchester City. That is what the essential charge is against Manchester City. So they are contending that between let's say 12, 13 and 18, 19, maybe 20, that Manchester City essentially willfully submitted incorrect accounts. And by submitting incorrect accounts, they inflated the value of certain things and sponsorships, and that's why the accounts were fake. It's not and then they misled the auditors. So the people that looked at those accounts and said, thumbs up, these accounts are good.
BDO.
So, exactly. So then I look at it like this, right? Essentially speaking, the Premier League have brought a case with 100 charges. Now, there's a range of charges within that. A number of them are related to, say, the accounting side, but then other charges can be related to specific points in terms of City breaching FFP or City doing X. I think there's even stuff about grass length and random stuff in there. So there are a range of charges. Now, you've got 2 schools of thought. One school of thought is the Premier League have brought this, and the Premier League would not bring this case unless they had something materially different to what UEFA had. Otherwise, they would lose the case. They would lose the case for the same reasons that UEFA would lose. So to me, I would be like, would the Premier League, bring a case against one of their biggest sides, one of their biggest products, one of the Premier League champions of X number of the last years? Would the Premier League bring a case unless they were sure they were going to win? That's the question. So the question to me is, because we haven't seen the evidence, we don't know if the Premier League are going on a fishing expedition to try and get them, whether they've got a whistleblower. So if the Premier League had somebody who worked in the accounts at the time that Manchester City did this, that essentially would be sufficient to fuck City. But in order to prove that Manchester City faked these accounts, the Premier League would have to prove that they willfully faked the accounts because of the level of seriousness of the charge.
Yeah.
So they essentially have to prove it's like a trial, beyond a reasonable doubt, that Man City willfully did this.
But why did it come out now? Why did it come out now? Just make the theory.
I think this case.
What was going to happen? What was going to happen?
Don't say it. Don't say it, Hamza. Don't say it. This has been going for 4.5 years. It's got. Listen, you've been watching Simon Jordan too much. It's got nothing to do with regulators coming in. What are you talking about?
The white paper was out.
What, 4.5 years ago? 4.5 years ago. The Crouch report, what didn't start 4.5 years ago?
No, why did he come out now? What was happening this week? What was happening the next 2 weeks?
Hamza,
What was happening?
It's a conspiracy theory.
These bodies, I'll tell you, Premier League bodies, 100%.
Hamza, City were found guilty. I promise you. Listen, City were found guilty. They accepted a punishment already.
Listen, let me just make it clear. This, I think, serious. If they find City to be on the wrong, that's quite serious charges. Serious charges that undermines all our what we've won and everything. But it's not serious enough, like the Juventus issue, like let's say match fixing, doping, and United.
Hamza, if you falsified your accounts,
you're getting relegated. Like for me, you have to be relegated.
But it's not even football. No, but it's not even football.
It's like criminal charges.
If you falsified your accounts, that is a huge deal. If you've paid, if you've paid Mancini at the time was living in the UK. He was a UK taxpayer. If you've run a parallel contract and you've paid him money and he hasn't declared that, through a third, you can. The maximum you can have. But yeah, exactly. It's a parallel contract. You can have a maximum. I think it's 20 or 25% as image rights outside of your regular salary. After that, that has to be declared to HMRC. Either you or Man City or Mancini or both. If you haven't declared that income correctly, then that's tax avoidance.
Okay,
there are serious implications of that. Same with Yaya Toure.
Let's look at that.
If the accounts that you submitted to HMRC are factually incorrect,
I'll be honest. Let me come back about that.
You're going to come back in. I'm just going to mention this. At this
moment
in time, at this moment in time,
no chance I'm going to.
At this moment in time,
I'm spending time with you guys here every week. I'm chilling with you guys here every week.
One second. Everyone in the chat, do me a favor, hit the goddamn like button, hit the subscribe button. We got 50 people in the chat at this moment in time. I'll tell you this, when it comes to the Manchester City charges, they're charging them with so many different subsections that they have over 100 different charges. They need only like 50% of that for them to at least still get severely punished. If they even like a little bit of it, they could still seriously get punished. For all of them to get thrown out, I don't see all of it getting thrown out. So let's now get back to the actual severity of the situation.
But one second. Okay, can we just
different charges?
Okay, Man City have already admitted and have accepted punishment for these charges in the past.
If I'm guilty.
No. In 2014, what happened? What happened in 2014, Hamza?
What happened?
Enlighten us. What happened? Manchester City had their squad size reduced, and they had a fine of 60 million deferred, and depending on their future commercial revenues, that was reduced to 20 million. And they accepted these charges, so they pretty much accepted the fact. They didn't fight it. They accepted these from UEFA. Then it transpired that in addition to that, they additionally misled UEFA. That's what led to the CAS ruling.
Okay.
But obviously the CAS ruling, that didn't go through for various different reasons. And look, some of what Hamza is saying is correct, but also a lot of evidence wasn't considered in CAS because of time barring.
No. I can read you so many. Listen, I've got the documents here, man. Listen, we can go through it. Let's not talk about time bar as the main thing. The thing was overlooked, and they found there was no evidence. UEFA was misled by these emails.
But it's a thing, right? It is a thing. So it was a thing. The time barring was a thing.
It was one part of the thing. Because fair enough. Fine. But it didn't mean that City were guilty. It didn't mean that City were guilty.
People are saying
being time barred does not mean that I'm guilty. Let me make it clear. No, 1 second. I could still not be guilty. If you decided not to investigate me, let's not look at the thing. It could mean I'm guilty and I'm not guilty. The fact that you said time barred is as if you think I'm gonna get caught out. You see, but we haven't been caught out for the charges already. Yeah. So let me make it clear. Let's say, for example, the Mancini deal. Thank you very much for raising that issue. Yeah. For us to be found guilty on that issue, you have to have Jay, let me bring you to this. You're standing solid. You have to have absolutely concrete evidence.
It's not a court. It's not a court of law.
Exactly, and that's the distinguishing factor. No, I just want to say that's the distinguishing factor. It's like, for example, why John Terry wasn't racist in a court of law, but was racist to the FA. It's a different threshold. It's still broadly similar, but it's not quite. It's like, if it looks like a duck, sounds like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck. But the FA might be like, I think that kind of looks like a duck. I'm pretty sure it's a duck. I'm not sure, but it's duck enough. And that's what City are going to have to contend with. If it looks like you paid Mancini off the books in a way, because you knew that if you gave Mancini $4 million a year, you would breach FFP, but instead you gave him $2 million on the books and then $2 million via another way, and they can prove that happens, that could be bad for City. I'm not going to say that would categorically be that, but I'd be like,
let me ask you.
But that might not be enough to get you. That wouldn't be enough to get you relegated or anything, but it would get you a very, very serious fine. But you add that multiple times, you're in trouble.
But I think points. Let's say, for example, that deal. I would need to find evidence that City were involved in that third party. City were involved in that third party, and that third party made those payments because City suggested those payments needed to be made because they needed to evade how to pay Mancini.
Yeah,
it has to be that evident.
Yeah,
you can't just make theories.
They'd have to forensically.
Your conspiracy theories of Steven Gerrard falling down with you in the league. You're not getting the league title. You're not getting the league title.
We don't want the league title.
Hamza's right. They'd have to basically link.
Let me just stop everyone. Black and white. Can we say they're guilty? No. Can we say they're innocent? At this moment in time? No. When it comes down to it,
innocent until proven guilty.
What I personally believe is the truth might be somewhere in the middle, where they might have done some of these things that they're being charged for, but at the same time, we have to look at the severity of some of these charges. Apparently, Nobbins was telling me that one of the charges is how tall the grass is. I don't know how true that is.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
How tall the grass?
Yeah.
That's what I said. Something about grass wasn't regulation.
One of the charges.
Ultimately, the FFP stuff is not the point. The point of this is dishonesty. Were they dishonest? It's not about FFP.
I think it's an epic case.
Because that Premier League FFP might have been the motivation, but it's not. But this case is not about FFP. And anyway, Premier League FFP didn't start until 2014. So they wouldn't be looking all the way back. They wouldn't be looking all the way back until.
I'm going to bring Bice into this.
Look at Bice. How Bice is so scared.
We got to move on to the football. But before we move on to football, I'm just going to say this: Manchester City having sponsorship deals of the size that they have, in comparison to some of the top teams in the Premier League, when they haven't actually gotten to that level yet on merit, was always a little bit shady, in my opinion. Now, can that be categorically proven in court that they're wrong? Probably not, but it doesn't need to be. The Premier League have different levels of appeals. So if you do get caught and given, if you guys are found guilty based on their external sources, no matter what, you can't fight it. You physically cannot fight it. It's not a situation where, like Kaz, this is why earlier when you're doing the space, Hamza, I wanted to jump in. Now, I'm not going to judge this based on an FFP thing, thinking everything's fair, because FFP in general is not fair. Let's be honest. FFP was made so Juventus and the top teams in Europe can maintain their power without being challenged. That's what I believe in.
If you look at the number of teams across Europe that are going bankrupt now compared to pre-FFP. FFP is the main motivation about FFP was sustainability, and it's proved successful.
It's not. It's not.
Why are you hating on the
rich? It's a joke. No. It's to allow the powerhouse.
What are you saying?
Hamza, how many teams go bankrupt now versus 20 years ago?
1 second, guys. Bice got to jump in. Brother Bice, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, with the sponsorship deals that they have and how quick they got them, the level of sponsorship, it always looks shady. Talking about FFP now, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Why should we? I mean, if they're going to find them guilty, let them find them guilty. I mean, we've all skirted the rules here and there, you know what I'm saying? As a person who is legally, you know what I'm saying, obligated to say as much as I can say. FFP is a wonderful thing, and I hope that, you know what I mean, who's guilty and who's innocent, they find out at the end of it. You know what I'm saying? The guilty, what's done in the dark always comes to light. I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? If that's you not getting some form of consequence, whether that's a transfer ban, whether that's point deduction. Do I like seeing you cry? Yes, it's very entertaining. I've been watching you for the past couple minutes on mute, just scramble and try to prove your point. It's proving lovely. I did this, inject it into my veins. I love it. But who am I to talk about FFP right now, as in, you know what I'm saying? Considering all that we know now.
Bice will never forgive me. Bice will never forgive me after I made that video about Chelsea being banned in the FFP. And I made that change.org thing about get Chelsea banned in the FFP that got even people to sign it. The Sun had to print it out. Bice, forgive me.
All right, guys, let's move on. Let's move on from Manchester City. And the way I want to move on to Manchester City is to go to Jane, to go to the Super League. But before we go to the Super League, let's just quickly touch on Manchester City's game that they got coming up. The next game is against Aston Villa.
Easy
win. What do you
win.
guys think? I'm gonna go with Man City to beat Aston Villa.
Easy win.
You know.
I'm a little bit worried for City in this game. This is Emery Harambo. Do you know what I mean? And Villa had a bad result in their last game too. So Villa will be looking to bounce back. They've been in very good form since Emery took over. I'm not saying City won't win, but I'm saying if City put in the level of performance that they did, because I actually think City were very lucky to beat us 4-2 anyway. I think Spurs made horrific mistakes in that second half. So City's performance level, it's not been at it. And then and intensity beats City. You go play City with intensity, committed to what you're trying to do. These guys won't work as hard as you. That's just the way City have been this season. They're not working as hard as the opposition. They probably eke it out, but I think they have a hard game, you know.
No, I think that's going to be. Listen, at home we'll beat them. We'll beat them. I
thought that against Brentford, bro.
No. Brentford was the destruction of the World Cup.
Got a 4-minute count off of the City game.
Everton. I don't know. Listen, we battered them. My guy had one chance here. My guy they were pickpocketers. I called them. Listen, one chance here. Ran towards the corner. Thought, we got that ball. Bang, go. I was like, what the hell? We didn't deserve that. And literally battered them.
What did Jose say? You can.
And you know, at the end of the game, they were celebrating as if it's a win. I couldn't believe. I thought you got a draw. Have some shame, really. It's a draw. They were so happy on the floor. Couldn't believe it. Like, it's a dream to beat City these days. It's like, I know, not
the game is the game,
first,
cry more.
but to lose at Etihad is impossible. It's impossible to lose at Etihad. Listen, I think we'll beat them and then we'll put Arsenal under pressure because if they lose 3 in a row, they've got the blood on their hands. I can see this. Brentford getting a win, 3 losses in a row, and we're back. 5 points. And then we have to go, and then we're back to 2 points, 15th of February.
By
the way, I know we're not talking about Chelsea yet, but are Chelsea away at West Ham this weekend?
Yeah.
That's a hard game for Chelsea, you know.
Hey, I can't wait.
You know what? While we're here, you guys want to talk on Chelsea quickly? Let's talk about Chelsea quickly before we go into FFP, because that's a good route to talk about Super League. Let's talk about West Ham Chelsea. Go ahead.
So I just wanted to say that West Ham have picked up a little bit. And listen, I'm looking at Chelsea now, right? And they look like they've got a good team. Yeah. But we've not seen the X factor yet in the team. So it's like, where are the goals? Like, where are the goals coming from for this Chelsea team? So you can be like, João Felix, Mudryk, Noni, Ziyech, like Havertz. It's like, over the
keep
course of
talking,
this
keep
10
talking.
games, bro, none of these games impress me. None of these names impress me. Like, you're saying keep talking, like any of these names have done anything. Like, what? That's the problem, bro. You're stocking up on 7 out of 10 players who have the potential to be good in 9 out of 10, but they're not
All of
there.
a sudden, they're 7 out of 10. That's
Bro,
ridiculous.
you're buying players from PSV and you're telling me like, oh my God, we should be worried. Bro, no. Arsenal have got people like Saka. Spurs have got people like Kulusevski. Liverpool have got fucking Salah. And you want us to be looking at Noni Madueke and trembling and knocking our knees together. Bro, you got to have respect for yourself. Because at the end of the day, these players are good, promising players who haven't really shown anything yet. So let's see. You're hyping the João Felix, 140 million euros. That's a lot of money to secure somebody who's going to play false 9. When you bring in Nkuku, who's going to play false 9, you have a thing here. Like, bro, you can laugh all you want. You're ninth in the league, and maybe you'll bang next season. But we'll deal with that next season. Right now, we should be laughing at you.
You know what? I'm just going to say this. Chelsea don't get away with this.
Of course, Chelsea the only team, bro. Chelsea are a joke,
One
man.
second.
Listen to them.
1 second, Bice. Before you go, I just want to say, you guys have more signings than you have wins this season. That is crazy.
Imagine. Like, I'm
legend. Come on, say it.
Bro, no, that's the point.
More signings than that. 7 out of 10 players. They haven't proven anything. João Felix has won a league title in Spain, my brother.
I didn't say that. Listen, he's not your player. He's not your player. He's on loan.
Okay, 1 second. Bice, with everything being said, are you confident?
Yeah. I haven't spoken it.
Man's gassing somebody else's player, you know.
Listen. If you don't have the cachet and the cash to get into the VIP section,
that's fine, bro.
Please refrain from speaking on the VIP section.
Based on what, bro?
First of all, you, Igal, you over there shouldn't be talking. I snatched your chain. 100 M's, Mudrick. You didn't want to pay 5 extra mil. You can say you can do that all you want to. 100 M's. I took that chain from you. Took it. Be quiet. I gave you Jorginho. You have Jorginho now. You saw that performance. Oh, you're happy? Okay, whatever. You've been slandering him for months. Hey, relax. First of all, spend some money, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we bought Porro. We're happy.
We bought Porro.
Bro,
relax.
Not everybody needs to rebuild their squad every 12 months.
You see so rapid by Chelsea,
every
brother.
12 months, you know.
You're the one who's saying we're not going to do this, we're not going to do that.
I didn't say no. That's not what I said, Vice.
Listen, I think
the money's got to your ears.
What? Of course,
the
next time you see me, I'm gonna be iced out. Bro,
listen. Okay, all right.
Look, see.
I hope they don't take the car. I hope they don't take the car when you don't make the Champions League. You know what I mean? I hope they don't. I hope they don't come repossess Mudrik's legs.
Relax.
You know what I mean?
He showed something in that first game.
What did he show?
Yo, guys, chill for a second. We're gonna stay on Chelsea. I just want to know, banter aside, we can do the banter all day, but I'm not gonna lie to you. Chelsea versus West Ham at this moment in time, I don't think Chelsea win the game. I'm looking at Chelsea. It's gonna take them a while to gel. All this stuff about all the money they spent, everything, we can banter them all we want, but I knew going into this second half of the season, they weren't going to do nothing. And your fans like the OnlyFans girls saying that they're gonna make Champions League final and win it. You guys are moving mad. Listen, personally, Chelsea, you guys are lucky if you guys get even close to the top 4 at this moment in time. You're finishing 7th, 6th. That's your expectations. And take it easy, trust the process, relax, take the rest of the season off.
Chelsea should be, if Chelsea finish 6th, they should thank God that they finished.
Jay, you see some of their players, yeah? Jay, you see some of their players. Remember, they've got them on 8-year contracts.
Yeah.
Back at
Why
your court.
why are you
Give him
talking?
I know he's not
Hey,
talking.
wait, why are you not talking? You got
Let
No,
8 year
he's not
contracts.
talking.
Back at your
Wait,
Hamza, you missed it.
wait. All of a sudden, I get some
See,
money.
this is what I'm saying.
You're going to say all of this stuff.
You've gone to agenda. Hold on. No,
I'm just saying the
Hamza,
World
I'm
Cup
sorry.
winner.
You've gone to agenda already. We can't
No.
even. We can't even deal with it.
Spice. I got you. Not
Oh,
the guy
man.
not the guy with 100 charges on his head. That's talking. Him. He's talking.
I don't get it.
I'm trying to help you guys.
Get it.
I'm trying to help
guys.
you guys.
Hamza's
Guys.
talking about
That's what I'm
players
saying. They
and
don't
this and
understand
that.
Hamza. They
Jack
don't
Grealish, Jack Grealish just made Emerson Royal have a 4-minute comp in one game.
The way we're gonna do this, we're gonna get Bice's score prediction for the West Ham game, then we're gonna keep it moving. Bice, talk to
Listen,
me. West
broski.
Ham, what you saying?
Cheeky W. It's gonna be a cheeky win. You know
What's
what I'm saying?
the score?
I'm getting my players back coming from injury. Everybody's
Score?
in training. Everybody's in training. I like what I'm seeing. Mason Mount, the controversy and the hate towards wanting him drop for a game or two is ridiculous. Guys, it's ridiculous. It's like when all the Premier League teams are saying we stand with Harry Maguire for getting booed at Wembley. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I've never seen a player cause more division since Jorginho last season. Mason Mount needs to be dropped for his own good and his protection. One, continuing to play with his bad form, it's only going to cause further distractions and divisions in the fan base. The thing with it is this. Damn, man. The whistleblowers, it's crazy. It's crazy. But
Hey.
no, it's gonna be a cheeky W, bro. We have two direct dynamic winners. None of the way you guys can say it all you want. This guy's a playmaker. He showed it in the last game. I want Carney Chukwuemeka to start. Enzo is gonna be there. You guys saw what they had to do. They had to put two players on him out of possession, 3 in possession. That's what they had to do to shut him down in that second half. And he was still managing to get passes off. And please, listen, Chelsea are coming. And I'm telling you this right now. You can say all you want to. Get your money up.
Well, get ready.
Not your funny up. Say it louder.
And don't be worried and don't be shocked when I tell you Chelsea's gonna do something.
Get used to traveling to Wi-Fi passwords.
No.
Okay,
You know
okay,
what it is?
people.
Hey, go. I just want to back Bice a little bit, yeah? Because I need to say one. Quickly. You know what Chelsea have done? They have completely disrupted football, how it's normally done.
Destroyed it.
No, not destroyed it. The conventional wisdoms of football is
You spend close to 1 billion on fullbacks, you fraud.
No. Wait.
Pogba 100 million. Lukaku 75.
Wait. Hey, bro, you got charges. Don't talk.
I'm not gonna lie, Man United shouldn't be talking either.
Yeah, I can because I'm back.
Only
to Chelsea.
Arsenal fan with 12 million Jorginho can talk.
No. Chelsea, what they've done is they've done a 3-year rebuild in 2 windows. That is for me what conventional wisdom I'm talking about. Normally, a rebuild takes time, but they've done in 2 windows. This year,
rebuild in 1 window.
In 2,
No,
they did in 2.
can't, because
In
you
the
have to
summer
see
and
which
this one.
players don't work and replace them. Otherwise, you're just
They already
replacing
know.
players on a flat level.
We already know, bro.
You already know.
Gone in summer.
Bro,
We already know Hakim Ziyech out of there.
Yo, guys, let me stop everyone for a second. We're done with Chelsea. We're gonna talk about them on the next show when they end up dropping more points. We gotta talk about the big issue going on in the Premier League. Liverpool Football Club falling off a cliff. Rakesh,
Oh man, I got 2 minutes. I got 2 minutes before I gotta go. But yeah, I mean we're shit. No, we're in the mud, man. What can I say? There's no defense. My defense is weaker than Liverpool's defense. There is no defense. We are shocking right now, and the excuse about
you're back where you belong, man.
No. But anyway,
you are, man.
Listen, I've got a minute and a half left. Anyway, so.
Go.
This season is, at least in terms of league, is not looking promising. Well, it's not even not looking promising. We're shit.
Is this, Rakesh, by the way,
let him finish, guys. Let him finish.
Sorry. I just want to hear your comment on this. Nizar Kinsella just said that Liverpool are ready to bid for Mason Mount.
Mason Mount.
What?
I'm not going to comment on it until he's either signed by Liverpool or not. So forget it. I don't really. I'm not. Listen, I'm not as down on Mason Mount as some Liverpool fans are, but I'm also not as excited as
about
I'm
the
not
Merseyside
excited
derby?
about it.
Oh my God, dice ball with black people.
If Liverpool Football Club can't get motivated, or the team rather can't get motivated for the Merseyside derby with an arguably resurgent Everton team, then it shows how much in the mud we are. But I can't believe that won't happen. So I think I predict we'll win. The question is it another false dawn? And right now, as far as the whole season is concerned, I see no evidence to suggest that we're going to get much better over the rest of the season. And it's sad, man. But well, not for you lot, but it's sad for me.
You know what, Rakesh? I appreciate you coming on. Luckily, we got in the Liverpool segment before you left, and big up to you, bro. Have yourself a wonderful day. And guys, before after Rakesh leaves, I just want to go around the room. I don't want nothing but win or loss. Let me know. Liverpool, Everton. I'm going Everton win. What are you guys saying? Hamza,
win.
Everton win or Liverpool win?
Liverpool.
I think they're in Liverpool. I think I can see Liverpool winning, but I'm praying for Everton win. Okay,
Monty.
Liverpool win.
What about you, Jay?
I think a draw. I don't think Liverpool look robust enough. Like the way, because Everton beat the other day, 1-0 Arsenal, obviously. That was a big performance. I can't see them now just dropping back from that level now. That should be their new norm moving forward. And if they play at that level against Liverpool, how can I say that Liverpool are going to beat them?
So it's Everton draw. And Bice?
Everton win that game. These Liverpool guys can't break down a low block to save their lives.
Everton win that game. Let's go. Guys, okay. Now, before we get into Monty's madness, let's just talk about this quickly. Florentino Perez dropped a massive manifesto, 10-part manifesto before we even get to the Qatari money, because he's saying this is an attack on the Premier League, guys. He's basically saying Burnley now have more financial muscle than Real Madrid. That's the kind of shit they're saying. So when it comes down to teams that are getting relegated can still outbid teams that are in Europe, when you have Roma and Brentford fighting for the same players, you know shit's not fair. And these guys are upset that they financially cannot compete with the Premier League. Let's be real. There is already a Super League. It's called the Premier League. And this whole Super League thing is a situation where they're trying to even the odds between the European teams and the Premier League. But right now, their manifesto is that they're trying to replace the Champions League, Europa League with the Super League. And the people who run the Champions League, which is UEFA, do not want nothing to do with the Super League because it takes the power away from UEFA and gives it to those clubs, and it gives them more money in their pockets. Personally, I did a whole video on it, so I'm not going to speak too much on it, but do you guys really care for the Super League? And I think personally, if a Premier League team signs up to the Super League, they're an absolute idiot, because it takes the money from the Premier League that you already have, and it now spreads it around to these other clubs. And the Premier League clubs already signed a deal where they said they're never going to join.
But it's to replace the Champions League, is it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Let's not be xenophobic here. Like, it's a replacement of the champion. I never liked when they positioned it against the Premier League, because the Premier League ain't going nowhere. Can I just mention one thing? Just in terms of other leagues, yeah, they all had their chance. Yeah, Italy had their chance. Spain had their chance. Germany had their chance. And you want to know what each of those leagues did that the Premier League didn't do? The top teams wanted to keep all the money. Yeah. In the Premier League, we shared it. The whole team. And then you did positions where you finished. So we split all the money in half. So half the money got distributed fairly amongst the teams. The rest of the money got split amongst where you finished. And then you had the legacy big clubs with bigger revenues and yada, yada. What that then created is the Premier League. Then we branded it and we positioned it, and it's basically the NBA now. So all these other leagues, yeah, they just wanted to be greedy. Juventus wanted to be greedy. Milan wanted to be greedy. Real and Barca, they didn't want to share the revenue. And that's what happens. Ain't no one want to watch fucking Osasuna versus Seville. That's your fault.
But you want to watch Brighton versus Brentford.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. You bring me Brighton West Ham. I'm watching the game. Let's go.
Let's go.
Listen, I think the thing is, it's gonna happen. Let me break it for you. It's gonna happen, whether you like it or not. The problem is you've got this UEFA organization who wants to keep all the money and they're not doing anything. And I'll tell you why. UEFA is controlled by a couple of teams, this status quo. Couple of teams, not Arsenal. Arsenal, you're not there. Probably Aston Wenger built you like that legacy to get you there. United, get there. Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, mainly, and Barcelona probably. Those are the main four. In terms of this, UEFA Champions League, I can't see, like, more money will be available, yeah, for us. Yeah, I'm not anti-Super League, and neither I'm not pro-Super League, but I'm looking outside. Before I was anti, I thought it's going to destroy, no one can get relegated, same teams will appear the same over and over again. But what they're saying, listen, we don't want a third party in between us. Yeah, we'll be part of the Super League, we'll make this Super League, we'll share more money, we can organize and play anywhere. I can see this model being the future. The problem is people are always scared of change. Change is a good thing. Change is a good thing. Premier League had to move. In 1992, 93, 94, I was watching a documentary. People are against the Premier League changing. People are so against it. What's going to happen? When Champions League was being made into 4 teams, people were anti-Premier League, Champions League. Why should it be 4 teams? It should be only 1 team. Then it was 2 teams. Then it was 3 teams. Then it became 4. They were anti throughout the change. But you get used to it. You get used to it. You know why I'm pro Super League? I don't trust the UEFA organization anymore. I don't trust them. I don't trust them 100%. I think the future you need change. And I'm sorry, Premier Leaguers are scared. They're scared because if these big clubs start meeting together and there's no independent body to monitor them, they can leave their leagues. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
I hear you. I think the difference is the fact that you can never replace domestic football. You can never replace that, because at the end of the day, Manchester United are in England, Real Madrid in Spain, Bayern Munich in, like, these countries have their domestic format. What I am for the European model to be changed, because why? If for example the Champions League wasn't gonna change the format and it was the traditional format that we look at right now, because right now, why it's not broken. We enjoy the Champions League for what it is right now, the group stages, the knockouts. We appreciate that. We love that. We watch. How many classic games have all of our clubs enjoyed in the last 10, 15 years because of the Champions League and how it is right now? So why change? Why do they change? Because UEFA want more money. So what do they propose? 80 more games. More games means more money for them, right? So when the Super League first came out, I don't like the idea. It's only 12 teams. I don't like the idea. Barcelona will play. You can't. Yeah, it was rubbish. The idea of European Super League was good. It was a good idea, but what they proposed was rubbish. So of course, get scrapped. What they've now come forward to is like, okay, we need to hear them out, because UEFA, there's no hearing out. They just make the change, bam, it's confirmed. I don't like the fact that clubs can't vote against change within a competition. But then my club is in the competition, or like normally within the competition over years, and yet United have no say. Arsenal like having the say, historically being always in Europe. You have Tottenham, you have Chelsea, you have all these clubs, and when UEFA changed, they said there was no argument, because why? The Super League took all the noise. They did their change behind closed doors. No one disputed them, and I'm just like, whoa, slow down. We need to actually like negotiate with the Super League and say, yo, I like the idea. You know what I'm saying? European football amongst European clubs, minus UEFA. I hear it.
Yo, who's playing music?
Who's playing? What the?
Anyways, Jay, bro, what are you doing? You got music
hell?
playing. Mute yourself.
Hey,
man.
So
I
I-
thought the
I-
Qatari
there was,
investors have arrived.
There was a
Qatari.
Rihanna advert like visit Jamaica. I was like, oh shit, this is. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
bro,
I'm
you
sitting
gotta
around
chill.
alone.
Hey,
the copyright.
I concentrate,
Sorry,
man.
boys.
Concentrate.
Sorry,
Losing
boys.
You'll get
Sorry.
some.
losing focus.
Well,
Rihanna
sorry.
does
Lie,
some shit
lie.
all
We're
the
not
time,
for
bro.
Europa,
Look,
John. We're not.
let me just say this. Let me just say this. When it comes down to what we're just talking about right now with the whole European Super League, I did a whole video on it. You guys can go check it out. I just want to know: are you guys honestly? Do you guys care for it, or do you think it's just PR? 'Cause in my opinion, it's just PR.
I mean,
I-
like Monty said, the proposal was rubbish, but it was never a bad idea.
Yeah, I
It's
want to
gonna
say
happen.
that. I say innovation is normal. Like, so what sounds stupid now actually could be the norm in 10 years. So, like, just like the Premier League was a breakaway, just like the Champions League was a revamp of what happened. In the Champions League, you used to have 2 sets of groups. Some of you might be too young to remember that, but like you used to have one group section, you qualify for another group section,
And then you go to the other group.
yeah, then you go to the side. So like they played around with formats and different things. So to me, it's just certain people are getting worried about it because they don't know where they stand. In
They're
the food
scared they
chain.
will leave their league.
Exactly,
People
yeah.
are
They don't know
scared.
where. That's exactly what it is. They don't know where they'll stand in the food chain if other teams are allowed in the food chain. Same reason why you'll never let Rangers and Celtic join the British League. Because what the fuck are we going to do with two massive clubs in Scotland coming to join
Yeah,
the league?
that was the plan.
But they wouldn't be able to hack it. They
I
wouldn't be able to
I
hack it.
remember that. Yeah, and you know
Bro,
what's
what's
crazy?
he-
Imagine having an away game in Scotland. That is
Bro,
long.
give Rangers and Celtic Premier League money. Nah, bro. What do you mean?
Don't take it.
Yeah,
Don't take it.
but the one thing that I'm like, I'm not too with it. I don't like how, like, for example, you have Wrexham, Swansea,
Yeah.
they're in the English pyramid, but then you also have the Welsh system. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't like it. Like, for me, that is it's distasteful. You know?
Yeah,
Like-
you've got it like Swansea and Wrexham broke away when you were allowed
Exactly.
to break away, basically.
Exactly,
So you
exactly,
would never let
exactly.
like some random.
It-
I wonder
it is
what
what
happened
it
if
is.
the
It's
Welsh
gonna-
team wanted
one
to
second,
resign
guys.
from Wales and join the Premier
Based,
League.
based on the
Football
fact
League.
that we have a short amount of time, we're gonna have to move away. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's go now to my guy Monty, and let's talk about the Arab money. We getting
Hey,
Arab money.
Hey, you know, back in the day, we only had one card, but now we got 2 cards. We got the United card, we got the Arab card. We're cooking it. You know what I'm saying? You cannot give the richest club in England, the biggest club in England,
Come
an
on,
Arab
welcome
war
to the
chest.
money team. Welcome to the money team.
Oh, God.
Welcome
Bice.
to the
You know what's
money.
crazy? You know what's crazy? We always had the money. Our club is just that big. But
It
then we
was
get
big,
the
man.
Arab
We
You're
money.
get
shouting
money,
too
we
much. We can't
spent
hear
it.
you.
No, we make money. You know
No,
the
you
difference between.
spent money. How much?
No,
Bice,
no.
how much money
Oh,
do
no,
you wanna
Hamza, I'm not having this.
Nah,
No, I'm not having
1.6
Hamza,
billion.
allow
You
it.
spent money.
You see us,
Trying
yeah?
to pretend to be
Oh,
this
no, Hamza.
poor
You know the
team,
difference
man.
between Man City and Man United? The owners had to pump their money into the club.
But, okay, how much
United,
money do you want to pump? How much
get-
money do you want to
Bro,
pump?
I want a state funding me as well. I want our
So
money.
hold on.
And
See, this is Egal. Look at the
I want
hypocrite.
both.
So you want
both.
500? Hold on. So you want to spend more than 500 million every season?
I
Yeah,
want
Hamza,
us
they're
to
on your case,
complete.
bro.
Bro, I'm on it, bro. I am on his case.
Nah, this guy's a
No,
hypocrite.
No, I'm not hypocrite.
You
Wallah,
misspent
I'm not.
1.6
Your
million
money
on
up,
players'
bro.
money.
Bro, we spent our money that we
I
generated.
don't care your money. You spend
Bro,
money.
I want a sugar daddy now. I'm tired. I want a sugar daddy, bro. Are you crazy? You see
Yeah.
us for 20 years. For 20 years of English football, we were dominating the 90s and the noughties. Then we got tired. Our grandfather retired, and all the extra money that we had, the
You
stats
kept spending it.
No, but listen. Yeah, okay. We misspent
Thank you.
our
You need to
money.
spend it.
No. We misspent our money. But I want
Yeah,
a
okay.
sugar daddy's money to misspend. I want to
Okay.
put 200. I want to put 250 million on Harvey Barnes just because I'm tired.
See,
Just because I'm
you know
bored.
why?
I want to have
Igor,
the option.
Igor, these guys are the guys who are scared of the Super League. Do you know? I told Real Madrid. I just came from Real Madrid fan to tell them about Super League because these guys are egocentric. They want. Oh, we're the biggest
This
club
guy
in
has
England.
charges on his head.
One.
And he's talking to me about
this is what they've got ego.
Yo, Jay, please just mute yourself.
1 second. Let me just say, Monty, you've got so much big ego in England. We're the biggest club in England. We're the history of England. I told Real Madrid fans, I said, this is why they'll never join you.
We have the biggest stadium. No, Hamza.
Listen,
The
1
facts
second.
are the facts.
They blame their failures on leaking stadium. They blame the stadium on a training ground. Yeah, man. You spent 1.6 million more than us.
We have the biggest stadium.
I don't get why Hamza is doing all this talking.
Well, they
He
spend more
spent
than
close
us.
to $1 billion on fullbacks alone. What is he trying to tell me about money?
Hamza, where was you before Arab money? I just want to know. I want to know because you see us, we have pedigree before the Arab money comes. Where were you before Arab money?
I agree. I was nowhere.
Exactly. So where are we without Arab money?
Let me show you.
No. I don't want to see nothing. Answer the question. So you said you was nothing without Arab money. Where was United before Arab money? Tell me now. I want to hear it.
You were somewhere, but you know this. Let me tell you.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
These are the kids here. I call them spoiled brats, United fans. They want, listen, you know that kid that's rich? You know that kid that's rich that goes to, Boris Johnson, he's rich. He doesn't believe you belong on his table. He looks down to you. You're nobody. You can't get to his level. And he doesn't want to see
He doesn't want to make. I don't want more money.
No. 1 second. I'm telling you the truth. No. You don't want everyone to make up that hood. Sometimes people dream. My dream is to. I got out that mess. I'm now rich. I'm now achieving. I'm getting my cups like this every year. I got 2 cups. I'm carrying it like this. I'm like, guys, give me another hand.
And guess what?
10 years, no trophies. You spent money of Glazers, 1.6. You spent more than me. I can name you how many. You broke more record deals than anyone, but you don't win anything. But you want, I want more money. This is the reason why I don't win anything. You spend money.
Hey, you know how I can end all of this? I can end all of this right now. Before Arab money came, before you man was rich, before you Man City was rich, before this guy was supporting Man City, where were they? Bro, mid-table prem, relegations. When we won the treble, they were in another division.
1 second.
Now we get
okay, guys. We've had the fireworks. We've had the fireworks from you guys. Now I'm just gonna say my thing. Manchester United with owners who actually care. That is the main thing. It's not even about the money. It's just about owners who care. If you have owners who care, you're going to get a lot more.
You want to be us. You want to be us so bad.
No.
You want to be us.
You want it to be them. That's the situation.
No, you
want to be us so bad. Oh, man.
Hey, this is our block.
Hey, go. We triggered them. We finished them. I'm telling you now. Psychologically,
we dominated the Premier League for 20 years. We dominated in the 90s and who dominated the Prem?
You dominated.
No. Let me land.
Bro, he's triggering you. That's the reality.
No, he's not. You know what's going on? He's smiling because he knows the fact that before we had any money, Arab money, before any of this, we are still the biggest club in England. So you're now giving the biggest, bro. Wallahi, I want you to put my face big screen so I can say this loud and proud. Yeah, I want Manchester United to destroy the Premier League. I want it to be a one league. I don't want it to be competitive. I want us to kill it. I want our money to ruin it. I want to win the league every year. Fuck it. I don't care.
Why? It go.
Okay,
this is how money talks.
1 second, guys. I'm gonna have to put you guys on timeout. When it comes to this, Jay, Bice also have to chime in. I think if Manchester United get the Arab owners, it's only going to make the Premier League more competitive because Liverpool were also supposed to get them. It's just going to make the money in the Premier League more, and it's just going to make our league more dominant than ever. Personally, I really don't care. I think it's good for them. It's a scary sight, but at this moment in time, until it's done and they start doing things correctly, that's when you're going to start worrying. from the jump, I'm not
So
worried. But Man
do you not
United
think?
fans,
No.
celebrate.
But do you not think?
Enjoy yourself.
Egal. Question. Do you not think here? Yes, we've misspent money. Of course we have, bro. If you look at the top 10 transfers, United transfers, bro, it's been horror. It's been horror, 100%. But do you not think when we have actual people in place and we put a structure in place and we have an ownership that cares for the club, like the stadium renovated, training ground facilities renovated, academy fully funded, bro, it's a scary sight. It is actually a scary.
It is. But just like Newcastle, it's not something that I'm worried about immediately, and I need to see how it works and how it comes in. But yeah, let's go to Bice, and then we're gonna go to actually let's go to Jay. Jay hasn't said a word in a while. Jay, talk to me. Unmute yourself.
You're too busy watching Rihanna, man. Focus.
Unmute yourself. Jay, you're muted.
Hey, unmute, man. Unmute. This guy is not switched on.
Sorry,
He is
yeah.
not switched on.
I was listening to your to what the points that people were making, and I get the tribalism, but I think for me the kind of thing is I lean into more Igal's camp. I think United, even in the window just gone, you know, Anthony, Ericsson, Lisandro, Casemiro,
You mean the
they
summer
spent
window?
a lot of money on good players. So City, for example, like they have a great structure. They built out a good structure. Chelsea look like they're building out a good structure. They put important people in the right places. They should do well. So Newcastle have got Dan Ashworth. They've got a good structure. Arsenal buy good players for not too much. They've got a good structure. So everybody's got a good structure now. So United getting this, it doesn't change much. They're just going to be slightly tighter, slightly more, you know, but they still produced a Rashford and they still produced, do you know what I mean? So as an overall, depending on who they bring in and stuff, it's just more competitive. You're going to have a top 7, maybe if Brighton can tighten up or Brentford, but it's a top 7 now, basically, with Newcastle. And basically, somebody needs to be happy with being in the Conference League. That's how it's going to be now moving forward.
Okay, question. Do you not think the way United is currently structured, loads of room for improvement?
No, but the thing is everyone's got money now. So it's not as much.
No, it's not the same.
Premier League money is only going to go up and up and up. Do you see what I mean? Everybody already has money. It's about your strategy and your approach rather than how much money you've got.
I hear that. I get that. But look already. We've seen in the past winter window.
You bought Anthony for 100 million. What do you think I think is going to happen? What more are you doing than buying a player like Anthony for 100 million? Like, what more can I be scared of?
Correction. 80 odd million. Correction.
Okay,
that's number one. And number two, he is a young player that should develop and the fact you spent
100 million on him shows me your spending might, your power. Yeah. So why would I be scared of a takeover when you spent 200 odd million in the last window? Like,
I can answer that. I can answer that. A, we're looking at facilities around the club that will also improve. So we're talking strictly first team right now. Yeah. But if everything else comes up, naturally the first team will improve because, bro, our academy, we don't produce as much, but the quality of players that come out of our academy is at an elite level. So for me, once you put, because you have Rashford, you have a guy that I won't name, you have like...
So you basically have Rashford?
No, but my point is when we
Chelsea and Arsenal have elite academies.
Let me just stop you guys there. Let me just stop you guys there. I feel like it's somewhere in the middle. Jay's not wrong when he's saying ownership just coming in doesn't change stuff. But when it comes to ambition, it changes that. And that's where the scary side is. If you have an ambitious owner, I feel like that's where the biggest issue is. But Jay, what are you saying?
Owners won't be ambitious.
Man United versus Leeds this weekend. What do you think?
Oh, nice. You know what? I really, really enjoyed that game the other night. I thought it was a really good game. And
they played them again.
Yeah, no, it was a fair. I'm saying that it was a good game. Like reversing it, I think United have learned their lesson, and they should win this like 3-1 or something. But yeah, United should just learn their lesson from that game because they really should have. Like, it's at this point in time, these are just dumb drop points for United, really. Do you know what I mean? They need to sort their shit out.
I'm just gonna say this. Hamza, you there? If Hamza's there, I got something for him. But yo, Bice, take it away. What are you saying, Man United?
I'm just gonna say, just like I said, when anybody has owners that look to invest in the betterment of the club as a whole, positive things are gonna happen. Whether it's the Burnleys of the world to the Uniteds, like you're going to see change. When with Newcastle you saw it, with Chelsea you're seeing it. I know with United, do I like the fact that they're gonna take more ownership of the club and care about the club? Yes and no. This is my reason why. A club of United stature deserve. I can say what I want to say about them, but a club of their stature and what they have achieved, they deserve owners who care about it. Like it's just what it is. Every club, every football club here deserves an owner or a board who cares about them. Arsenal are seeing the rewards of it. Chelsea are just starting to get into that new model. Hopefully Spurs can get there. Liverpool are hoping to get some owners. You see what it did for Hamza. So, like, I really could care less if I'm being honest. It doesn't really affect me personally. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to make United more challenging again. And as annoying as they have been over the last couple of years with lack of investment, it's going to be kind of scary to see what they become when they get that investment and they're afraid to make the right adequate moves to make the club better. And we're talking about spending power. These guys were spending without these guys, without new ownership. They were already spending. Now they're just looking to put the money in the right places and improve upon what's already there. Once you start putting the money in the right places, eventually it's going to show. It's not going to be like a next year type thing where they just bam, wham, bam. It's still going to take time. So you just, as other clubs, you just have to take advantage of the situation. Me personally, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to talk about spending habits, you know, but legally I'm just on the books for like 80-something mil this year. You know what I'm saying? If we're talking about the books and what we're paying out this year. So as long as they invest the right way, as long as they put the money in the right places, choose to sign the right players and actually back the manager and choose to improve the club, it's only going to make football better because it's going to set a better example.
You know what? I'm just going to say this. Manchester United finished second in the Premier League this season. Man City are that bad.
No.
Manchester United are actually pretty good. And it's like this whole thing where it's like everyone's just saying Man City. You're going to find a situation where City fall off so much that they end up finishing third in this league title. And you're going to see Manchester United finish second. Don't be surprised. It's not unplausible. I think they beat Leeds. And I think Manchester United, they probably get knocked out by Barcelona. And that gives them the advantage in the Premier League since they only have one competition left.
You think we'll lose? You think we lose to Barcelona?
Yeah.
Barcelona United is a 50-50.
You guys win the League Cup. Finish second under the first season.
That game is harder.
I
think the Newcastle.
I think United have got something. I think United have got something for Newcastle.
The Newcastle game is harder, 100%.
Exactly. Like, come on, man. The Newcastle game for me is much harder because then
I think Spurs
champion them, man. But those guys are like this at best.
Oh, but
he's getting some form in the league.
Barca for me,
if other teams are taking advantage of where they should be taking advantage, Barca wouldn't be in that position.
Yeah, exactly. And for me as well, I think the biggest test will be at the new camp because we don't have a good record there. So I think the tactics for me is like, I know at least what to expect in both legs, the dynamics. The Newcastle game, bro, I'm going to that game unknown because when we last played them, it was a draw, it was 0-0. So for me, it's like, I think Newcastle are much tougher than Barcelona for me, in my opinion, right now.
All right, let's just quickly go touch on Arsenal and then we can go to Spurs. Arsenal, we play Brentford, and I'm not going to lie to you guys. After losing to Everton, it has to be a must win. in this title race. Every game is pretty much must win. Gabriel Jesus, guys, is back in training. He's not going to play, but he's back in training, which is positive signs to have him back in the dressing room and to be in and around the team. He hasn't been in and around the team for a while. So I'm just going to go and tell you guys, I will be doing an Arsenal Brentford preview tomorrow at 8 o'clock. So for now, I'm not really going to give too much away, but I'm just going to say I think we win this game, and I think it's going to be a convincing win early against Brentford. I'm not too worried personally. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think the thing is a little bit like, do I think that Arsenal are going to win because of their form before the last two games? Or do I think based on the last two games, Arsenal were kind of unlucky to not get points? Do you see what I mean? Because it's a subtly different question. Am I just expecting you to snap back into form? Or did Everton kind of give somebody a bit of a hint of how to beat you? I don't know. I think you should win, but the crowd should carry you home. That's what I'm thinking. But I don't know. Brentford are in really good form under the radar. Under the radar, Brentford are in great form. Tony's fit. Their attack is banging. They look solid in defense. I think it could be a hard game, you know. I'm not sure. Let me hear what you guys think first.
I think for me, Brentford is not Arsenal's bogey team, but they are a team that know how to get underneath a big team's skin. And I think for me, in general, when we're looking at how Brentford play, they've been outstanding for me, in my opinion. Like the teams that they've got points off, I think for me, like Arsenal should win, but for me, I think Brentford do have the possibility and capability of getting a result. So I still think Arsenal, you know what I'm saying, especially after the Everton game, I still think Arsenal should get the job done, but don't be surprised.
No, I think Arsenal win this game. I think that they, even though Brentford is what they are, and they know how to get on the big team skin. Everybody here can attest to that. I just think something's gonna click. These guys, the top of the league for a reason. They know how to bounce back. Yeah, it's a bad form. If it continues, then you know what I'm saying. But I doubt with the manager that they have, with the players that they have, holding each other accountable, the teamwork, stuff like that, I don't see them losing this Brentford game. At worst, the worst thing that can happen is Brentford score 2 out the gate. If that doesn't happen, I see Arsenal winning this probably 3-1 comfortably.
All right, people in the chat saying 2-1 Brentford, 2-1 Arsenal. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not going to give a score prediction. I'll do that tomorrow. Let's go straight into the Spurs game. Jay, take it away.
Yeah, Leicester away. Unfortunately, fucking Maddison's back, and they started to have a little bit of an uptick in form. Tricky game, but if you're trying to hunt down Newcastle and United, must win. With Hugo injured, Kane's captain now, probably for the next.
How bad is the injury?
Looks like for 6 weeks.
Advantage.
That's actually a blessing for you, low key.
Well,
advantage Spurs.
Yeah, we got Forster as a number 2. I think he's decent, not great, but he's decent. So
I think you guys should be in the market like in the summer for a goalkeeper. Anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna. I think we're looking at Raya. We're looking at Melier. We're looking
Lloris has been finished for the past 3 years, but nobody wanted to.
I think he's had a bit.
I think you should get the Brighton keeper. Both you and United should go for the Brighton keeper. He's amazing.
I like the Brighton keeper. I like the Brighton keeper, but I think the Brighton keeper is too expensive, so the Brentford keeper makes more sense.
Oh, they're both quality.
No, the Brentford keeper only has 1 year left.
I don't think Brentford is so that high up compared to Brighton.
I think Brentford would let you have him for like 20 million or so with 1 year to go.
I think 30
we bid 20 million back when he was in the championship, so it's going to cost more than that.
1 year left.
Still, they sold.
At worst, they pay 30, 32.
They sold.
Yeah, I think 25 maybe max.
Yeah, 25.
Maybe 20.
I suppose something you guys don't go over 32 million.
Spurs wouldn't go over 20 million for him with 1 year left. Let the guy wait out.
I think if Spurs get Pickford, that's like the typical Spurs signing.
I like the Leeds. I like the Leeds keeper. I think he's got a lot of upside. I think he'd be better in a better team dramatically. As in a bit like how Ramsdale was at Sheffield United versus how he is at Arsenal. I can see it, but he's not quite there. But Meslier plus Lloris for one more season, handing over to him properly. Meslier, he's got that Courtois potential frame. Let him fill out a little bit. He's got potential, but I think Chelsea. I don't know what Chelsea are doing with the keeper, so I think Chelsea will be looking at a keeper too.
Yeah,
no,
we're looking at keepers. I think they let Mendy and Kepa walk. I think that.
So this game, by the way, 3-1, 3-1. No, 3-1 Spurs because Romero's not playing. Maybe even 3-2. Make it exciting.
Let's go to Bice because he wanted to say something. Bice, go ahead.
No, I was just saying quickly. I think Chelsea let both of these two keepers go this summer, Mendy and Kepa. And we do need a starting caliber keeper. Mendy's been shocking. Let's just call it what it is. Since the beginning of last season, he's just been shocking. He has single-handedly cost us games. He cost us beating Real Madrid. Let's just call it spade a spade. If Mendy didn't make those mistakes, we beat Real Madrid. So I'm just saying, and he hasn't improved this season. That's why Kepa's in goal. No, Kepa's having a good purple patch, but is he? We all know what he is. Like long term, at best, at Chelsea, he's a backup keeper. Long term, cup keeper at best. So I say we'll go for a starting caliber keeper. The same probably Lafont. I haven't seen much of him. I just started watching him probably like a week and a half ago, and I'm hearing Mike Manyan.
Yeah,
I'm hearing that name, but we have to see if AC let him go. So I don't know. But in terms of Spurs, I think they win this game. Yeah, like Jay said, probably 3-2 spicy. 3-1. I think 3-1. I don't think Emerson Royale plays good 2 games in a row. So it's just what it is.
Yeah, and I think for me the key thing is that agenda aside, I need the gap to Chelsea. Liverpool don't worry me. Liverpool, if you're going to Wolves and losing 3-0, you have no. But Chelsea is like Fulham 2 games. The sending off, they could have won the game if he didn't get sent off. I'll take that and run. The next game, Fulham had a couple of half chances. Chelsea had some chances, but Chelsea when they bring on, they have a lot of options to bring on. So it's just like they keep throwing shit at a wall. So the gap is important for me here. Like, we're going to play Chelsea in the league. I don't want that game to be a game where Chelsea can get really close to us or match us on points. So these kind of games now, we can go under the radar. Newcastle, they've drawn 10 games this season. Under the radar, they've only won 1 of their last 5, but because they've drawn 4, everyone's just, they're 5 matches unbeaten. Well, they are 5 matches unbeaten, but they've only picked up 7 points from a possible 15. So that's what I'm looking at. Newcastle, Almiron, that magic's gone a little bit. Do you know what I mean? So we gotta. It's one of these things where you gotta make hay on United and Newcastle. Both of these teams at the moment, they both have a key midfielder. Spurs to have that less. So they've got Bruno and Casemiro, and both of them are serving bans at the moment. Both of them have 2 games left on their bans. So if they're going to be dropping points, both these teams, it's going to be when their talisman midfielders are missing, right? So we've got to put the pressure on.
I hear that. You know what? Let me just say this. I think Spurs beat Leicester. I don't see Leicester beating Spurs, but in the same breath, I do think Hugo Lloris being gone in the short term is going to be okay. But the fact is they don't have a quality backup keeper after Fraser Foster if anything happens to him. So they better hope that nothing happens to him. And you know what? I think Spurs are on a good level, and I think they could definitely catch Newcastle. Newcastle are better, but they could catch Newcastle at this moment in time, and they have an outside chance of top 4. Guys, anything else that we have to say before we go? I'm gonna head out, guys. What are you saying?
Get your money up, not your funny up. Rich boy classes loading. Thank you.
The video, right? Get your money up, not the funny up.
Yeah, we're coming for United spot too, by the way, actually. I don't think that's third. Nah, bro. Nah. United are 4 points ahead of us, and we've got an easier run in. I'm keeping an eye on that one. Do you know what I mean?
You can go for the title.
No, I think you're too far away, and I don't think you're going to drop enough points. But United, they've still got to come. They've got to come to our stadium. Still, yeah, we're 4 points behind. All I'm saying is that United are playing well, but they're not over the hill, and they look like they have the same issue. Like United have got they've got 2 or 3 really good players, but the whole team is good. But Leeds went toe-to-toe with them the other night, and they were only missing Casemiro.
We'll see. Guys, we got 30 people in the chat. Do me a favor. After the video is done, please leave a comment down below after the video goes live. Make sure you hit that like button. We're out of here, people. We're back tomorrow with an actual Arsenal preview. Big up Bice, big up Jay, big up Monty, big up my guy Rakesh and Hamza for joining us. We're out of here, people. Have a wonderful day, people.